2025 is turning into a tragic year for the bodybuilding world, especially for female athletes. In 2025 alone, we've already seen young stars like Jody Vance, who was just 20, and many others who didn't even reach 30. But the shocking truth is, these are not isolated cases. One after another, rising talents and seasoned champions are suddenly vanishing, leaving behind questions, pain, and unfinished dreams. In today's video, I've brought even more shocking names of female bodybuilders who passed away in 2025. Names you never expected and stories you probably don't know. Some of them were celebrated as the future of bodybuilding. Others claimed to be 100% natural, yet still didn't survive. Lorena Blanco. The fitness world was left in shock when Spanish IFBB pro bikini athlete Lorena Blanco passed away at just 37. On July 26, 2025, she suffered a sudden heart attack at her home in Lugo, Spain. Despite being rushed to the hospital, doctors could not save her, and she was pronounced dead that same day. Lorena, also known as Lorena Blanco Pita, had only recently achieved her dream of becoming a professional bodybuilder in 2023, turning pro at the NPC Worldwide European Championships. She wasted no time and debuted at the Europa Pro, finishing 11th. By 2024, she was competing in major international shows, with her best result being a fourth-place finish at the Tahoe Pro. Her career reached new heights in 2025. Blanco entered 4 contests that season, including a remarkable second-place finish at the Kokeni Classic Hungary Pro, putting her just a step away from qualifying for the prestigious Bikini Olympia. Her final appearance came in July at the Gomicia Ultimate Battle Pro Medellin Super Show in Colombia. What made Lorena stand out was not only her rising success, but also her humility and kindness. The IFBB Pro League Hungary paid tribute, recalling how she patiently thanked every staff member after her last competition, a memory they said would never be forgotten. Her sudden death cut short a promising career and left the bodybuilding community mourning a star who was so close to reaching her Olympia dream. Lorena is survived by her husband and coach, Isi Bolaños, who supported her throughout her journey. Gone at just 37, Lorena Blanco's story is a heartbreaking reminder of how unpredictable life can be, even at the peak of success. For decades, female bodybuilders seemed to live much longer lives, while it was mostly male athletes we heard about passing away in their 50s or 60s. But in recent years, a heartbreaking trend has emerged. Even female champions are leaving us shockingly young. And what's truly chilling is the coincidence. Just like Lorena Blanco, our next name on this list also died at the age of 37. Haley McNeff, a decorated bodybuilding champion and fitness influencer from Massachusetts, passed away on August 8, 2025. Her death was described as unexpected but peaceful, yet the bodybuilding world was left stunned. Haley had been an athlete all her life, excelling in equestrian competitions, board diving, and skiing before she found her true passion in bodybuilding. She rose to fame in the mid-2000s, winning major titles like the 2009 East Coast Classic and the NPC Delaware State Championship. She was even featured in the bodybuilding documentary Raising the Bar, which gave audiences a glimpse into her intense training and dedication. Later, after retiring from competition, Haley pursued graduate studies in psychology, determined to help others with the same focus she once poured into her sport. Friends and family remember her as quick-witted, full of humor, and someone who made everyone around her feel welcome. Tributes poured in from the bodybuilding community, with many calling her a bright light who left the world far too soon. Haley's death at just 37 adds to the growing list of female athletes whose lives ended at the very peak of their strength, a reminder that even champions are not invincible. Gloria Zamora. One of the most heartbreaking stories of 2025 came from California, where the fitness community lost 40-year-old Gloria Zamora. She was a social media influencer, a mom of 7, and an inspiration to more than 150,000 followers on Instagram and 85,000 on TikTok. Gloria dedicated her platform to helping busy moms stay fit and healthy, and many women saw her as a role model for balancing family and fitness. On June 21st, Gloria met with her business partner, 43-year-old Hector Garduño, at a restaurant in Fontana to discuss an exciting new project. We are planning to open a gym for women, but that evening turned tragic. Outside the restaurant, an unexpected confrontation took place involving Gloria's estranged husband. Within moments, both Gloria and Hector were gone, leaving behind their children and their dreams for the future. Gloria's daughter, Jeline, later shared a heartfelt message saying her mother was a light in her community who uplifted and inspired countless women. She added that Gloria always told her, women can do anything they set their minds to, and she lived by those words every day. Friends and family remember Gloria not just for her workouts and videos, but for her kindness, her courage, and her dedication to helping others. Her story has left the fitness world in deep sorrow while reminding us how fragile life can be, even for those who seem the strongest. Christina Bittner. Another heartbreaking loss in 2025 was Christina Bittner, a professional bodybuilder influencer, and baker from Texas. Just 3 days after celebrating her 41st birthday, Christina suddenly passed away, leaving her family, friends, and fans in shock. Christina was more than just an athlete. She was a true force in the women's physique division. Since 2019, she competed at some of the biggest bodybuilding stages, including the Puerto Rico Pro, the Tampa Pro, and the New York Pro, earning respect for both her dedication and her humble spirit. With nearly 100,000 Instagram followers, she became a trusted voice in fitness while also sharing another surprising passion, cake design. Her page, Weights and Cakes, showed both her strength and her creativity as she inspired women to chase their goals in the gym and in life. But beyond the stage and social media, Christina was remembered as someone full of warmth, kindness, and encouragement. Fellow competitors described how she would calm their nerves backstage and always offer uplifting words. Friends called her the kind of person everyone hopes to have in their life, genuine, loving, and full of light. Christina leaves behind her husband, Brent, and 5 stepchildren who adored her. Her sudden departure was a painful reminder of how precious and fragile life is, even for those who seemed unstoppable. In her community, she will forever be remembered not only for her strength, but for the love and positivity she spread to everyone around her. Zunilda Hoyos Mendez. Another shocking tragedy from 2025 is the loss of Zunilda Hoyos Mendez, a 43-year-old Colombian bodybuilder lovingly known as Amy. She was a celebrated athlete, admired for her incredible strength, discipline, and presence on stage. With years of experience, Amy had built a reputation not just in Colombia, but across the bodybuilding world. But in June 2025, devastating news emerged from Fuengirola, Spain, where Amy was found lifeless in her home alongside her husband. The circumstances were heartbreaking, and local authorities reported it as a case of domestic violence, something Amy's family had quietly feared. In fact, her niece shared that Amy had been planning to leave the relationship after years of difficulty. Amy was preparing for an upcoming competition in Portugal, one that could have been a turning point in her career. Her coach, Brandon Ray, wrote a moving tribute online saying, "We were just 17 days away from stepping on stage and shocking the world. I told you that you could be top 10 in the world this year, and I meant it." Fellow athletes also remembered her as the strongest woman with the gentlest heart. Her sudden loss shook the bodybuilding community, reminding the world that even those who appear strongest on the outside can be enduring silent battles. Amy's story is not only about her achievements, but also a powerful reminder that domestic violence should never be taken lightly. Cynthia James. Another heartbreaking loss in 2025 was Cynthia James, a true pioneer in the bodybuilding world. Known to many as CJ, she was not only an IFBB pro competitor and judge, but also the brilliant mind behind CJ's Elite Competition Suits, a brand she founded back in 1996. For nearly 3 decades, she dressed some of the greatest athletes on the biggest stages, from bikini and figure to women's physique and bodybuilding. Her sudden passing in April left the entire bodybuilding community in shock. Just months earlier, she had been hospitalized with pneumonia, which led to serious health complications. While the official cause was not revealed, her loved ones shared that she had been bravely battling health challenges before her departure. Cynthia's impact went far beyond designing suits. She hosted shows, mentored athletes, and created a standard of excellence that inspired generations. Some of the sport's biggest champions, including Phil Heath, Dexter Jackson, and Derek Lunsford, proudly wore her creations. Her suits were more than just clothing. They were a symbol of confidence, passion, and artistry. Her family and colleagues shared touching tributes, remembering not just her talent, but her kindness. One heartfelt message read, "Her spirit will live on in the beautiful garments she crafted and in the hearts of all who knew her." Cynthia James leaves behind a legacy that will never fade. A legacy built on strength, creativity, and a love for the sport she dedicated her life to. Luz Maria Barrera Agaton. Another shocking loss came from Mexico, where 36-year-old Luz Maria Barrera Agaton, a celebrated beauty influencer, bodybuilder, and even a carnival queen, was found lifeless at the bottom of a hotel swimming pool. She had spent the night with her family and friends, laughing and enjoying the cenote-style pool. But after midnight, when everyone else went to bed, Luz stayed behind. Hours later, she was discovered in the water, and though paramedics rushed to help, it was already too late. What makes this tragedy even more unsettling is that police are not ruling out foul play. Just 2 weeks before her passing, threatening banners had been hung outside her gym in Merida, a gym she proudly owned and managed. Instead of reporting the threats, Luz tore the banners down herself. This wasn't the first time danger had touched her life. Back in 2017, while dating a former state prosecutor, she faced similar threats. And in 2023, her gym was struck by another tragedy when a young man lost his life in a training accident. Luz was more than a competitor. She was an inspiration. Crowned fitness champion at the 2017 Mr. Mexico contest, winner of the Mr. Olympia amateur bikini category in Spain, and most recently named Queen of the Montal Carnival, she was a rising star with a heart full of joy. Her colleagues at the Yucatecan Association of Bodybuilding remembered her with heartbreaking words. "We will miss your overflowing joy, your simplicity." Sometimes it's impossible to understand why things happen. Luz Maria's mysterious passing has left many questions, but her radiant spirit, her smile, and her dedication to fitness and beauty will never be forgotten. Pat Ugwu. Pat Ugwu, also known as Sugar Girl, was more than just a Nollywood actress. She was a fitness coach, model, and influencer with a powerful presence online. Born in 1989, she entered Nollywood in 2016 and appeared in movies like Lack of Money, Port Harcourt Lady, and Twist of Fate. But beyond acting, she was building her own empire with Pat Pat Fitness, a beauty business, and permanent makeup training. On February 5th, 2025, shocking news broke. Pat Ugwu had passed away at only 35 years old. The cause of her death was never revealed, leaving fans and colleagues stunned. Just a few years earlier, she had shared her heartbreak over losing her father in 2021. And now, 3 years later, she herself was gone. Her colleagues flooded social media with emotional tributes. Actor Emeka Okoye wrote, "Rest in peace, sis. Death Wayu. May your soul rest in the bosom of the Lord." What makes her passing even more tragic is how sudden it was. No warning, no illness disclosed, just silence. A rising Nollywood star, a strong fitness coach gone too soon.